Scandals always blow up on the internet, and this specific one might blow your mind. This is the story of Meg Hall, a female police officer from a small U.S. police station in Tennessee who allegedly slept with 6 male officers from the same department. Who is Megan Hall, and why was she accused of having affairs with 6 of her fellow co-workers? Let's dive into the story and see what happened.
Toxic workplace behind closed doors, and how sexual misconduct spiraled out of control.
All of social media was baffled when the news of a female police officer from a small police station in La Vergne, Tennessee, USA, came to the forefront. She was accused of having an affair with her co-worker. Not 1 or 2, but 6 co-workers. How did the news come out? Who ratted her out? Hall's deed was all over the internet, and she literally became a small celebrity overnight. However, not for good reasons. Megan, who had always wanted to become an actress from her childhood, unfortunately ended up being a police officer, and that's how her world started to fall apart. Megan met Jedediah Hall and fell in love with him. He was the son of a local pastor. The two got married in the year 2018. As her acting career was a long-lost dream, she decided to join the La Vergne Police Department in Tennessee, and her husband, Jed, became a park ranger. Both of them seemed to be having a good time and were a perfect couple that everyone envied. There were many pictures of them sharing smiles and being deeply in love with one another. But remember how the saying goes, appearances are deceptive. However, Megan later revealed that she and her husband, Jed, were having some serious issues in their marriage. These marital issues were exactly what paved the way for the events that followed. As Megan was not satisfied with her marriage, she decided to do things the way she liked and have some fun on the way. However, her road to fun led her to get involved in some seriously questionable act. Megan and her co-workers engaged in some spicy sessions within the confines of the police department. And these included patrol officers Juan Lugo Perez, Louis Powell, Detective Seneca Shields, and Sergeant Henry T. McGowan, who were all fired from their positions along with Megan. However, there were more officers involved, which included Patrick Magliacco, Larry Holliday, and Gavin Showborough, who got suspended after the investigation. It didn't take much time for the whole world to know about the ordeal. Not only was Megan accused of wild sexual misconduct, but also having steamy romps with the 6 male officers, which included illicit on-duty liaison. On December 122, 2022, the police department received a shocking complaint. Thanks to a whistleblower, the mayor Jason Cole had found out that there were some serious things going on in his town's police department. An unknown person had ratted Megan out and her sexcapades with her fellow officers, and these acts happened not only at hotels, motels, and boat parties, but also while on duty. These officers who were supposed to be serving the society and their nation. The head of human resources of the La Vergne Police Department, Andrew Patton, investigated into this scandal, who revealed some shocking detail. Megan and her husband were on the verge of filing for a divorce and were on the way to solving their problems before Megan's scandalous activities came to everybody's notice. Megan had tricked the officers into thinking that she was in an open relationship with Jed, which was totally a big fat lie. Officer McGowan, who is seemingly the whistleblower to the mayor, had a meeting with Hall and Jed when she had joined the police force initially. Things got out of hand while at McGowan's house. Megan and the officer's wife stripped off their clothes while they played strip on Uno. Hall was allegedly trying to get Jed to go with the flow, however. Jed was really upset with all the things that were unfolding. He did not want himself to be persuaded, but despite his feelings, Megan and McGowan reportedly made out. The officer even sent pictures of his genitals to Megan. McGowan, being the whistleblower, denied having any affairs with Megan despite all the evidence and was fired for lying during the investigation. Patrick Magliacco, another one of the officers, admitted that he had been with Hall on various occasions. He also revealed that his wife Amy and Megan made out after learning that Megan and her husband had an open marriage. According to his testimony, he and his wife Amy had been in an open relationship with Megan since the spring of 2022. There was a time when Jedediah had walked in on Megan and Amy making out. They even tried to get Jed into a wife-swapping session. Jedediah, disgusted at what he had seen, departed the room and was quite uncomfortable with the whole situation, because how could a sane married man be into something like this? However, this is just the beginning. The wildest part of the whole ordeal took place on Memorial Day when all the officers in the department were invited to a Girls Gone Wild hot tub party, which was hosted by an officer called Stats on a boat that he owned. Some officers even came with their whole family, which even included their underage children. According to another officer named Durham, in an isolated incident, Magliocco was forcing vodka down Hall's throat, and then suddenly Halls took her top off, and seeing this, stay-ats jumped at Hall and stopped her from drinking and covered her up in order to protect Hall. Both stay-ats and Durham never had any illicit relationship with Halls, or so they claimed. Hall even fell down a flight of stairs at the party before having intercourse with Magliocco. According to Magliocco, Hall was prone to drinking, claiming that she once had even driven home after being drunk at his house party. Magliocco claimed that Hall was prone to self-harm and that she shouldn't be left alone. Hall even pointed an empty gun to her head and pulled the trigger so that she could hear what it sounded like. Hall was quite open about the relationship she had with the K-9 officer Larry Holiday in the first interview. However, she claimed that her steamy sessions with Holiday happened a long time ago. Holiday claimed that he had once invited Hall and other officers to his home to watch the football game. There was some serious drinking involved, and talks broke out about having a threesome between Holiday, Hall, and Holiday's ex-girlfriend. However, he claimed that nothing happened at the party. However, he later came clean about his sexual encounters with Hall, often booking hotel rooms for their liaison. Though she denied many of the allegations initially, she later confessed that she had often sent nude images of her to many officers on duty, including McGowan, to whom she sent her feet pictures. Megan, on the other hand, broke her silence on the issue after being fired due to the scandal that had come to the notice of the officials. Hall said that she was terrorized into having intercourse with her superiors, who sexually harassed her frequently. She revealed that she felt sexually groomed. She filed a lawsuit where she named some high-profile police officers from the Laverne Police Department and accused them of having taken advantage of her troubled marriage. Her 51-page lawsuit stressed that what happened with her is not rape. Instead, it was a situation where she had to give in from the pressure. Hall's lawyer, Wesley Clark, said that Megan wasn't looked at like a rookie cop to be trained and promoted, but like a piece of meat to be sexualized and exploited. Hall said, "I know what most people are saying. You know, you could have said no, I get it. But my response to them is I did say no, and he wouldn't take no for an answer." Hall was not in a good mental state and was vulnerable, and the officers took advantage of her situation and used it for their personal gain and satisfying their sexual need. Hall later stated, "I got stupid, I got desperate, and guys are guys and they'll stick their thing in anything." The most shocking part of this whole ordeal is that Hall's husband said that he would stay with his infidel wife even though he knows what wrong she had committed. What do you think of this? Was dismissing all the officers involved an appropriate punishment? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that bell icon, subscribe to our channel. We will be back with more updates.
A police officer was fired for apologizing to an Army sergeant. The incident escalated in a nearby cafe when the officer and sergeant argued over a misunderstanding. As tensions rose, the cop recognized his error and apologized.
Hello. You know who that is? No. Who's your girlfriend or your baby mama? Lady right here.
First of all, that's my wife.
Okay. Okay.
Who are y'all looking for?
The apology was his downfall, as the cops cited a policy violation for expressing weakness. The officer's termination has divided the community, with some applauding his openness to accept mistakes and others arguing that the department must maintain discipline. The event illustrates the delicate balance between law enforcement responsibility and expectations.
Investigate. Right there. 9 years, U.S. Army. That wasn't a problem.
Okay. What's your first name?
I don't have to identify myself to you, do I? Am I under investigation? You want to tell me what's going on?
Want to confirm the address?
No, she can't come out there. Y'all need to tell me what's going on. This is my house. Don't.
Copy. They're advising that this is not the right address.
I
Hi, ma'am. What?
got it.
Ma'am?
violating my rights right now.
Actually, we're not, dude.
Yes, you are, because
No,
you're
we're
not
not.
telling me. No,
Okay,
that is.
okay.
I said it to you.
Listen to me, dude. We're not violating your rights.
You are.
How?
Because
Which right? Which civil right are we violating?
Why are you raising your
We're
voice?
not violating
Why is he raising
anything,
his voice?
okay?
Why is he raising
So
his
we
voice?
are here on
Are you
a
threatening
welfare
me?
check.
An urgent call from the local medical center about a poisoning incident disturbed the solemn atmosphere at the police department on May 10th, 2020. The officers rushed to the scene, their expressions furrowed with concern. The medical institution received a frightened patient with symptoms of purposeful poisoning. The detectives and medical professionals methodically gathered evidence to solve the case. They remained concentrated as the situation grew severe, reflecting their dedication to finding the truth. The tragedy highlighted the community's issues and law enforcement's vital role in protecting the people of the city.
What's his problem?
Okay.
Nah, I need your badge numbers. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I'll
I'm
give
sorry.
you my badge number. But so the reason we're here is to
Now
make
you're
sure
telling me the
somebody
reason
is
after you told me to
okay.
eat it. Sir. So you told me to eat it, right? Marler?
I messed up. I apologize.
Now that you on film, you messed up. So
you
you
can report.
haven't violated any of my rights.
no,
The
sir.
first thing you said to me coming here was, is
sir.
that my baby mama or my girlfriend?
Sir,
Then he started raising his voice at me.
from North Bay.
Pause. I need your name and your badge number.
Officer Conma, 107.
Thank you. I need your name and your badge
Officer
number.
Marler 102.
And she's at my window. I told you not to go to my window. Close the blinds.
Do you have a 14-year-old son?
Close the blinds.
Hold on, sir.
Close the blinds.
Sir, do you have a 14-year-old son?
Close the blinds.
Tiffany Canoma and Cody Marler responded to a distress call at Army Sergeant Sarah Hawkins' home. Arriving at the scene, they found a well-kept suburban home with tension. Alarming neighbors reported loud noises and conversations. As they neared the front door, they glanced around, mentally preparing for anything. Sergeant Hawkins gingerly opened the door, her look a mix of apprehension and relief. The cops introduced themselves and promised to assist and protect her. They found strewn items and emotional disturbance within. Canoma and Marler calmly explained the matter to the sergeant with empathy. The presence and competence gave Sergeant Hawkins a sense of security.
Marler.
Off my
served as
property.
well.
Marler.
I don't give. You are probably a piece. If you serving, you telling people to eat. You probably was a piece.
All right.
You can get out of here. That's what you can do, Marler. You.
Okay. Let me explain, because we may
You
have
said
been.
you told me to eat.
Can I explain to you?
The conversation revealed that their quick response had diffused a potentially developing scenario, emphasizing the importance of law enforcement in maintaining community peace. As cops yelled at Sergeant Hawkins, the precinct was tense. Raised voices and colorful language broke the customary decorum as the precinct walls seemed to absorb the intense argument. Officer Marler, who violated department regulations, was the focus of this verbal altercation.
And our dispatch. So we got a call that we needed. Okay, a 3-year-old was brought into the hospital because she ingested nail polish remover. Okay.
We don't know anything about
Okay.
any of that.
And that is absolutely fine. So this
I
just got a
know,
little out of hand.
But you don't come to somebody's house and say, "That's your baby mama, your girlfriend." You
Right,
like,
and I completely understand
You're
that.
supposed to be
It was
professional.
I'm trying my best to be
And if
professional.
you're doing fine, but that
Okay.
guy, I don't know what side of the bed he woke up on.
Had
Put
him
yourself
sent
in
away.
my shoes. 2 cops knock on your door. Boom, boom, boom. I'm in there having a good time with my wife
Okay.
of 5 years.
Marler was chastised by Sergeant Hawkins, known for the strict discipline, for his unprofessional language and behavior. This incident revealed a wide rift between the seasoned officer and his colleagues, showing how a law enforcement unit's values and expectations clash. The precinct was forever changed by the incident, which stressed the need for following departmental procedures and remaining professional even in stressful times. Officer Marler has apologized for his recent behavior, which gained public notice and sparked concerns.
So
Y'all want me to quote what statute you guys are violating? I'm not one of those people, but I'm pretty sure I can go on Google and see if
we
this
have
is
every
legal
right
what
to be
you
here
did.
to check on somebody, and you have the right to Google us and make sure.
So you have
Okay.
the right to be here and check on somebody, right?
Yes,
Did I have to come out my door?
you did not. We needed to come
Exactly.
check.
The formal statement apologized for any discomfort and pledged to uphold law enforcement's highest standards. The government soon issued a statement recognizing the occurrence. The statement stressed the necessity of following a stringent code of conduct and their commitment to ethics and professionalism. It also informed the public that internal measures will be implemented to resolve the issue and prevent repeat accidents. This reinforces the department's commitment to building trust and respect between officers and the community they serve by emphasizing law enforcement transparency and accountability. Loveland Police's wrongful arrest of Karen Gardner has outraged the community and beyond. On June 26, 2020, cops apprehended and confined 73-year-old dementia patient Garner for trying to exit a Walmart without paying $13.88. The officer's wrist lock and shoulder pressure caused Garner to dislocate her shoulder, break her arm, and other injuries. Later publication of body camera footage fueled public fury. The incident emphasizes the necessity for law enforcement mental health training and awareness. The Loveland Police Department was criticized for its response, prompting calls for accountability and reform. 73-year-old Garner, whose dementia affected her memory, was confused in Walmart's fluorescent aisles. She stumbled toward the exit with a few unpaid things, her wrinkled brows showing her diminishing awareness. The store security guards gently intercepted Gardner, seeing the weakness in her eyes. An understanding staffer guided her back to the checkout amid the chaos. Gardner's brief attempt to disappear revealed her dementia and the difficulty memory loss causes. Officer Austin Hopp responded quickly to the emergency call. He fought Gardner and restrained her with determination. Hopp used controlled power and professional urgency to control the issue. The intense interaction highlighted law enforcement's challenges in preserving public safety in complex and possibly dangerous situations.
And before that, you tried to steal from Walmart. And they caught you and took the stuff back. Stand up. Oh, boy.
I'm not going.
Why are you fighting with me? And why are you trying to slip the cuffs off?
I'm going home.
Stop.
I'm going home.
No, you're not. Are you finished? Are you finished? We don't play this game. You understand me? If you try to kick me, oh, this is gonna be bad.
I'm going home.
Stop.
I'm going home. I'm going home.
Officer Daria Hilali arrived with nervous anticipation. As she approached, her stern face showed determination. The situation escalated quickly when both police appeared to use excessive force when arresting Garner. Their unrelenting activities put doubt on the incident's legality and raised questions about the police department's use of power. They watched in surprise, increasing their concern as the interaction developed, and the tragedy raised important questions regarding police training and responsibility, prompting a reevaluation of public safety practices.
Get in the car.
In you go.
Do not hook onto him.
I'll come on the other side and grab her. What's that?
Where's your sergeant?
Huh? Who's my sergeant?
Yeah.
Okay, well, first, I can tell you that. Sergeant Metzler, he's at the police department. You can go talk to him if you have an issue.
Yeah, give me your car so I can put a report.
Okay.
I see you there, how you throw the little kid.
Little kid?
Well, I don't know.
He's not
if
a little kid. And this is what happened.
He was just walking, and I see you how
She
you
just
grab him.
stole from Walmart.
Officers ignored mental health regulations when treating Gardner. Their unwillingness to recognize Gardner's condition violated vital policies protecting vulnerable people. A regretful and avoidable escalation occurred due to her mental illness being ignored. Law enforcement might have avoided this tragedy with better training and mental health knowledge, underscoring the need for better awareness and protocol when dealing with mentally ill people. After the disturbing occurrence, Loveland settled with Garner for $3 million.
The whole situation, that's the thing.
Yeah, you know, but it's like...
But knowing the situation, do you feel differently now?
Oh, yeah. But
That's
you know,
it.
like seeing it from there, that guy just walking.
Yeah, I get
you
that.
know?
I get that. So when I went to go grab her and talk to her, she started running, leaving, pulling away from me, trying to fight me.
Well, that's the thing. I didn't see it running, you know.
Exactly. So before you go to a snap judgment, you gotta get off the facts.
But right here, she wasn't running.
I get that.
I see her walking right
Yeah.
there. You pull
All right.
over.
I gotta deal with this. You hang tight, okay?
Get your feet in the car.
All right. Okay.
The city's decision shows its commitment to restitution. The settlement honors Garner's experience and takes accountability and justice forward. This shows the power of fairness and transparency in difficult situations. The agreement stresses the city's commitment to healing and progress by making the neighborhood safer and more inclusive. ATF agent James Burke's arrest shocked law enforcement. The episode, which was quite intense, involved corruption and power abuse. The agency's reputation was tarnished by the arrest. Once admired, Burke now confronts legal challenges and public criticism. The incident emphasizes the necessity for law enforcement accountability and transparency to reestablish public trust. As the judicial proceedings continue, doubts about Burke's activities and their impact on other cases remain.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground now! Get on the ground! Get on the ground now!
I'm a federal agent.
917-110-3.
I'm a federal agent.
Get on the ground!
I'm a federal agent.
Why wouldn't you show me your ID when I got here? Don't move forward.
You didn't ask for it.
Get on the ground. We'll figure it out.
Columbus police officers Joseph Fiji and Kevin Winchell arrived at a disturbance with seasoned vigilance. The darkly lit alley with its muffled bustle was illuminated by the flickering street light. They advanced with solid steps and quick looks to assure safety. Both cops showed determination and prudence, demonstrating their years of service. As they approached, anxiety grew, preparing to reveal the nighttime mystery. Agent Burke automatically reached for his federal badge as he stepped forward to assert his authority. Officer Fiji's gruff voice ordered him to the ground despite his clean suit and confident posture. Burke's jaw tightened as he analyzed the situation, his badge gleaming between the need to show his credentials and the officer's demand. His eyes flickered before he complied, a planned move to defuse the conflict and balance power and cooperation. Federal and local law enforcement jurisdictions are different yet linked. The FBI and DEA have jurisdiction over cross-state matters in federal legislation. They handle terrorism, organized crime, and narcotics trafficking. Police and sheriffs in counties and municipalities address crimes within their boundaries. Law enforcement requires collaboration between various institutions to ensure public safety while respecting their authority and legal frameworks. Agent Burke's defiance changed when Officer Fiji, resolute and determined, led with a charged taser.
The car! Why would you make us do this?
I didn't want you to. I wanted to. Wait.
No, you knew what you were doing.
Sir, calm down.
Relax.
Sir, hey, guys, please, just talk to me for 1 second, please.
Get in the car.
No,
we'll
wait.
talk later.
Sir, wait.
You had your chance.
No, I was trying to give you my creds. You didn't let me show them to you.
Never once tried.
I did.
Get in the car.
Wait.
Now!
Have a seat. Please, wait, I gotta breathe.
Okay,
Please, sir, let me breathe.
Sit down and breathe.
Let me breathe. I have a medical condition.
We're gonna get air to you. Get your legs in. Get your legs in. We're closing this door.
Sir,
get your legs in.
I need air. Sir, please, call an ambulance. I'm asking for an ambulance.
You got a medic coming. Get in the car.
Officer Fiji's vigor and determination seemed to melt Burke's resistance. Tense expectancy lingered before Burke's determined posture broke free. Burke's submission was unavoidable due to the overwhelming force. The scene was filled with relief and submission as the taser stopped, ending Officer Fiji's determination and Agent Burke's defiance. Agent Burke reportedly conducted a firearm follow-up at the scene. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Weapons, and Explosives, or the ATF, enforced federal weapons, explosives, arson, and alcohol and tobacco trafficking statutes in this case. The ATF's role assures strict firearm distribution and use regulation. As the operation proceeds, Agent Burke's involvement and the ATF's goals will become clearer, revealing their efforts to protect public safety and federal regulations. The complainant's unwillingness to open the door reflected their Fourth Amendment attitude. They refused the authorities' admission request, citing the Constitution's ban on unreasonable searches. This principled approach highlighted the fragile balance between individual liberty and police enforcement. As anxiety rose, the scene captured the spirit of the Fourth Amendment, demonstrating the importance of private rights in a security-conscious culture. The stalemate reminded citizens that democracy relies on their vigilance in maintaining their constitutional rights. Agent Burke sued Columbus officers federally for excessive force and injury. The lawsuit alleges that cops used excessive force and caused significant harm during a recent incident. Burke, a devoted law enforcement officer, argues the cops' actions were unnecessary and civil rights violations. Burke's situation epitomizes police misconduct and accountability debates. As the judicial procedures progress, attention shifts to law enforcement practices and the national debate on police use of force.
The law is for everyone to follow, and no one is exempted from it, not even lawyers. No matter how intelligent they think they are, karma always gets them. Can attorneys get away with anything? Can they sway a ruling in favor of their clients or even themselves? Watch the video to see how these attorneys get owned by cops for breaking the law.
Las Vegas attorney in some trouble for a series of alleged late-night rendezvous with one of her clients.
Hal Uhrig, an area criminal defense attorney from Orlando, made headlines all over the country. Hal Uhrig, who represented George Zimmerman in the Trayvon Martin shooting incident, was arrested on various charges, which included soliciting perjury and tampering with a witness or victim. Marcos Lopez, Osceola County Sheriff, said that Uhrig took on a case involving a man named Krishnath Prasad, who had been charged of raping a 9-year-old girl. Uhrig was accused of holding a meeting with his client, the victim, and her father. Uhrig tried to cut a deal to keep the suspect from going to jail. During their meeting, Uhrig instructed the victim and her father to do 3 things. Firstly, to write a declination, that is a letter to the state attorney saying that the rape never happened.
Basically a letter to the state attorney saying the rape didn't happen.
Secondly, to avoid being served a subpoena so that they didn't have to go to court to testify, and lastly, to lie during their deposition and say that the rape didn't happen. According to Lopez, he wanted to make sure this guy didn't go to trial for rape. He added that Mr. Prasad committed the sexual battery at a time when she was 9 years old. And this is what caused Mr. Uhrig to work a deal out with the victim to try and get Mr. Prasad off on a lesser charge so that sexual assault battery cases will go to trial, and this will be a separate trial against the attorney. Even after being pressured to such an extent, the victim decided to come forward and report the conduct to the state attorney's office in July of 2021. Osceola County started an investigation against Prasad's attorney on the basis of the victim's complaint. The victim's father engaged in a controlled phone call with Uhrig and said that he couldn't talk on the phone about any specifics and wanted to meet in person. According to the officials, the father wore a recording device during his meeting with Uhrig, and during the meeting, the attorney made him turn off his cell phone and told the father to read a script off of his computer screen.
He wore a recording device, the victim's father. During the meeting, the attorney made him turn off his cell phone.
Lopez said that the script was his defense for when he goes to court on the charges. However, fate had other plans for them. Prasad, who was arrested back in 2019, is working his way through the court system. On the other hand, Uhrig is accused of soliciting to commit perjury, which is a 3rd-degree felony, and also for tampering with and harassing a victim, which amounts to a capital life felony. Given Uhrig's 40-year-long career, this might not be the first time he has done something like this. According to Lopez, if you're an attorney, you've been practicing law for a long time, and there's no way you're going to jeopardize your career on something like this, especially at that age. Especially at that age, it's retirement time. So I think this wasn't his first rodeo. Unless someone else comes forward, we won't know that, but that's what I suspect this time. The next attorney in line is Alexis Plunkett. This topsy-turvy case involves a 38-year-old attorney from Las Vegas named Alexis Plunkett, was indicted with 2 counts of conspiracy to unlawfully possess a portable communication device and 12 counts of a portable telecommunication device by a prison. The charges relate to her visit with her 28-year-old client and boyfriend at the time named Andrew Arevalo. This man was shot in the face by a high-state correction officer in 2014. He also faced felony and weapon charges and was awaiting trial. His case was represented by Plunkett in his lawsuit against the Nevada Department of Corrections in connection with the shooting, which resulted in another man's death. During her visit, security camera footage shows Plunkett handing over her phone to Arevalo. Now, this is a felony that could land her in jail for a year. However, her case took a complicated turn. Even though the couple started off as boyfriend and girlfriend, they were experiencing rifts in their relationship after her phone was examined by the police. It seems that she is trying to put a hit on Arevalo. Her text messages about her joking about felonies led her to her downfall. Some of the texts read, "I've placed hits in every Nevada prison on Andrew with every homie and lifer I know." She further added, "This pause will never survive in prison now. He's F with the wrong bit. I am not the one. I represent all the sure-knows and he's gonna get it." However, one of the people in the group asked her to delete the message. He said, "Alexis, this isn't funny. I know you are under a tremendous amount of stress, but I'm not interested in joking about felonies. I don't think anyone is either.
She replied, I am not joking. That's why I said to delete it. He said he was going to have me murdered, so I'll take care of business first.
Plunkett's attorney Adam Solinger said that her messages show that she was under great stress and she was only venting about the bad situation she was in, and that her words shouldn't be taken as a serious threat. Despite all of her 14-count indictment, Plunkett was dismissed by the district judge Michael Villani. However, she was shockingly arrested again for charges of bribing or intimidating a witness, which is a felony. According to her lawyer, her guilty plea comes after reaching an agreement with prosecutors. The agreement is a good resolution for all sides involved. It's the choice that she made, that's best for her, and I respect that. Ultimately, it came down to being tired of continued litigation. Fighting a war on two fronts takes a toll on you, and remaining in custody pending your trial and resolution of your other case is really hard to do. She pleaded guilty of possession of a telecommunication device and was ordered to serve 3 years of probation and was later disbarred. In the next case, Christopher Reynolds, a 44-year-old Florida attorney, shocked everyone. He was accused of stealing nearly $800,000 from his clients. He was arrested by the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office for multiple charges, including money laundering and grand theft. He started his private practice in Seminole back in 2015, representing victims of vehicle crashes. He had dealt with at least 16 clients before they had their money stolen by Reynolds. It was back in October that the detectives came to know about the theft when one of Reynolds' clients came forward. The client complained to the authorities that her lawsuit for $100,000 had been settled months earlier. However, Reynolds never notified her about this. The investigators made a shocking discovery. Reynolds had forged his client's signature on the legal documents and collected the money from insurance companies that should have been disturbed to pay medical bills and provide other compensation related to car accident. This was a similar pattern for most of the clients that had availed his services. Once he had settled his case, he would disappear without a trace, never to be seen again. He would neither pick up the calls or respond to the voicemails, and would cut off all forms of communication he had with the client's eye. In another incident, the lawyer pocketed the woman's $100,000 and continuously lied to her in the communications before it abruptly stopped that he was going to solve this with the insurance company. He also forged the woman's name on settlement documents, and he never paid her medical bills with the settlement money. His highest theft amounted to $148,750 from a client back in 2019. Sheriff Gualtieri claimed that the clients must have had serious injuries for their settlement money to be in 6 figures. Now, what did he do with the money he stole? The answer will shock you. The lawyer had a drug abuse problem. He used a portion of the stolen money to purchase drugs and nearly spent $30,000 on pornography and $424,000 on prostitution. Sheriff Gualtieri later commented, "They're licensed to practice law. They've got the boxes checked. They've got the credentials. They've got the credibility that goes with that, and they're really just a thief who is ripping them off." These are not isolated cases. Many lawyers who are corrupted and have been cheating people for years are roaming free in this world with no one to put a check on them. What do you think of these lawyers? Were they punished approximately? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to press the bell icon and subscribe to our channel for future updates.